Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulullah wa ba'd. Another quick reminder. I noticed that some patients, and even Iraqi, I think it was again, they didn't understand that any noise, any sort of sound coming from the patient, any jinn sound coming from the patient, growling, the jinn speaking, the jinn crying, the jinn laughing, making any sort of noises, even communication, what we call paralinguistic communication with when they do that well-known infamous sort of devil sign, when they do that, or they communicate with their thumbs up, or they use do sort of any communication with their hands. All of this sort of communication, and all of this speech or noise or utterances from the jinn, we know that is only happens when the person has fallen into major sins. And what I mean by major sins is that doing one of the major sins like lying, zina, drinking alcohol, okay, one of those major sins, the patients have fallen into them, or they've fallen into continuously doing the same minor sins. Okay, that's what's causing the jinn to manifest itself. Because I had an email recently, one brother just couldn't understand that his wife or his ex-wife was, the jinn is manifesting, making noises and talking and saying certain things during the day and out of the blue sometimes. So they might be just in the kitchen and then suddenly the jinn starts speaking through the sister. You see, that was all caused by sins. You see, I don't want to go into it too much because I want to keep this video quite short. But it's important to understand this. If you don't understand this issue, you're never going to solve the problem. The problem is the sins. It's quite easy. It's all to do with sins. Get rid of the sins and then the jinn's not going to speak. The only exception to this rule is, there's two exceptions basically. They're all explained in the article. Read the article, which I've put the link there. You see, I've put the link there, article. So that information has been out there for some time, but it seems that some people still don't know about it. That's why I'm doing this video. I have done a video in the past regarding this issue, but it's got lost maybe with the other videos. So it is important to understand, if you've got a case, a patient where the jinn is speaking, talking, making noises, laughing, whatever the noise is, whatever utterances they're doing, they're communicating to you with their hands or whatever. If they're doing any of that, and it's all to do with sins. We've seen this from experience. Once you stop sinning, and once you've identified what those sins are, and you got rid of them, person does tawbah, then the jinn never really manifests itself and doesn't speak anymore, really. And that's what we want to get to. When you get to that sort of situation, then you could do proper ruqya diagnosis on the patient. Okay, we don't want to make this longer than 5 minutes. So all the information is in the article below. So please read the article. The link to the article is in the description.